Okay, so welcome to the third episode. So I think we just got back from the sewer event. Um, yeah, okay. Let's take a pill. The pills that the doctor gave me are right on the table where Kazuki left him. Count on him to pester me about my health even when he's gone. I hate these pills, but I'll keep taking them for your sake. She looks horrible. Hey, little one. Look at you sleeping there, not a care in the world. At least you're alright. I don't know what I'd do if both you and Kazuki... No, I can't think like that. There's more to all this and too many unanswered questions. I'll get to the bottom of it. Manage to salvage a normal life out of this somehow. Don't worry, little one. Another news report, and it is going over the most recent event. See what they have to say. Oh, so this is 2 weeks from the event. Okay, cool. Everything in it is laid out so neat and factual and makes it seem so simple. It's like that all happened to someone else, like the Ito on the page is a different person from some other world, yet it's not. That's what happened to me. Or so they say. The article barely mentions the girl and the bloody bag or the red paint. How can they write that like it's true? The press will try to simplify any story to sell papers, like Kazuki always said. Other things about that night don't add up either. After backup finally did arrive, they couldn't find any trace of the girl. Fingerprints on the red paint were inconclusive, and the knife at the scene was clean too. And that's what they told me, but there's no way that can be true. What really happened down there? So, like, she must have blacked out. I've got a theory in mind, right? I just get this feeling that maybe she's the one that ended up cutting his throat, potentially. Like, I just get this idea that maybe that, like, what happened 6 months ago repeated itself, and that essentially the spirit took over, or in this case, it probably would have been Reina took over, and is the one that cut her throat. Maybe. And maybe the reason why Kazuki was telling her to run away was, could have been the fact that, he recognized that, Ito was back, the real Ito was back, and maybe wanted her to get away from it all, so maybe that when she turns back, well, when Reina takes over again, she'd be far away and he'd be safe? Maybe? It's hard to say. I don't know. It's just a theory at this stage. But anyway, we'll soon find out. A violent incident in the sewer below the streets of Shinjuku in the late hours last night has resulted in the death of a detective and an apparent rescue gone wrong. The body of Detective Kazuki Tanaka, 29, was recovered last night after a nearly week-long search when he went missing off of the streets of Kasumigaseki. The mysterious incident has left the police scrambling for answers and a suspect as the investigation continues into its second day. The detective who arrived first on the scene, Ayami Ito, has declined to make any comment to the press, but her superiors say that after following a lead, she was led into the sewers where she made contact with a lone female suspect. At that time, sources say the female suspect panicked and the incident oh god. Incident. I can't say it right now. Ended violently before she could be apprehended. There are many unanswered questions, however. It appears that besides the lone detective, there were no other police on the scene, calling into question how the case was handled. There's also a question of the missing suspect and why after Detective Tanaka was killed, the suspect was not able to be restrained. The case comes in the midst of increasing scrutiny on the police. in particular the violent crime section. As other incidents of police neglect or questionable investigative practices have been made public, several experts have gone on record saying that Tokyo's police are not equipped to handle the recent wave of crime. The police have promised to release the results of their internal investigation as soon as possible. Superintendent Yukimura, who was in charge of both Detective Tanaka and Ito, has urged his department and the public at large to hold judgment until all the facts are in. I've heard a lot of rumors surrounding this case, but we're barely a few hours into understanding what happened down there. I think it's too early to jump to conclusions. Interesting. There's also an option to take another pill. I wonder what happens there though. I think like maybe you could keep taking them and potentially overdose. Could lead to an achievement. Part of me is kind of curious, but it could impact the whole story, so I might just hold off for now. So let's go to the bedroom, see if there's anything in here. I've been avoiding spending too much time in this room lately. Memories of that night always come flooding back whenever I do. Sometimes I think I can hear his voice just beyond the door, and that when I open it, I'll see him there, finding these last few weeks to just be a bad dream. But it's no dream. He's gone. I don't know what hurts more, the fact that he's gone or the way it happened. Taken by a girl who shouldn't exist. Raina. That was her name. I remembered a few days after the sewer, but kept it to myself. At the debrief, they had me talk to a station psychiatrist, and one look from her was enough to figure out what everyone else must be thinking. The police reports, the press, no one's mentioning the girl. But I saw what I saw. If she came back, then maybe... If I could only get some time to collect my thoughts and investigate the scene myself, I'm sure I could find something to prove she was there. I doubt they'll let me anywhere near it though, at least for now. One way or another, I'll find the truth. Okay, so maybe we do end up on that street again, that Shinjuku alleyway area. So maybe there's an opportunity to actually enter that door with the code. Maybe. Guess we'll soon find out. Hey, I brought you some dinner. Thanks, Yumi. You didn't have to do that. You need to eat something, neighbor. Can't just sit around all day, right? I know that it's alright. You don't have to thank me. I'm no good with this stuff. But Ayami, I'm really sorry about Kazuki, I know that he meant a lot to you and I didn't know him very well, but stop! Just stop! You don't... I'm sorry, Yumi, I didn't mean it. Forget it. Forget I said anything. I'm sorry I snapped at you. I guess it's just all been a bit much. That was a big one, huh? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. I know we're not best friends or anything, I was just worried is all. Sorry, Yumi, that's my phone. Work again? It's like they know when we're talking. Yeah, maybe. I have to take this. And Yumi, thanks for the food. Anytime?
Hi.
Ito here. Ito, I'm sorry I didn't call sooner. I need you to come into the station as soon as you can. What's this about? It'd be easy if we talked in person. See you soon. Well, we all know what that means. Oh, hey, Ito. I didn't think I'd see you back so soon.
Konnichiwa.
Well, ready or not, I'm here. About what happened. It's alright, Saki, you don't need to say anything. It's just so awful, and I know you two were close. I heard... Yeah, we were, but seriously, you can leave it alone, I'm fine. If you say so. But I'm glad you're being so positive. No matter what people say, I know you cared about him and did everything you could to save him. Thanks, Saki. Wait, what exactly are people saying? I guess it's only fair to give you a heads up since we're friends. There been some rumors about what happened to Tanaka. Rumors? What kind of rumors? Well, that's... Oh, maybe I shouldn't. I don't want to upset you. Out with it, Saki. We both know you can't keep something like that to yourself for so long, so you may as well tell me now. Fine, but you didn't hear it from me, okay? On account of all the bad press surrounding Tanaka, the higher-ups are looking for someone to pin this all on. Someone close to the case, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I think I understand it just fine. Officer Bando told me earlier that Taira was boasting about some promotion, and then I saw some movers going into your office on the CCTV earlier. It doesn't look good, is all. Taira? That guy needs a swift punch to the back of the head sooner than he needs a promotion, and movers in my office? This is all too much. See, I told you you'd be upset. It's not all definite though. All I know for sure is that what I've seen on the monitors and what Bando's told me. Hold on a sec, who's Officer Bando? That's not some alias you've come up with, is it? I only tried that with you one time and you figured it out right away. Bando transferred in from Osaka a few weeks ago and he's a total sweetheart. Sometimes he comes and talks to me at the front desk when he's free. Huh? Did he say anything else about Taira's mysterious promotion? Not that I remember. All I know is he's been on the 4th floor doing some legwork for the detectives lately and overheard it. If I run by my office, maybe I'll see this Officer Bando and ask him myself. Hey, that reminds me. If you see him, could you give him this? Yeah, of course, why not? It's like I've died and gone back to high school. Yeah, sure, I'll give it to him, but you owe me. Thanks, Ayami, you're the best. Guess you'd better head up to Yukimura's office soon, huh? So you knew about that too, huh? Thanks for keeping me up to date, Saki. She knows and sees all. Okay. Let's go see Big Boss. Sorry to have to call you in like this, Ito. I know we promised you some time off after the whole rotten situation. I'd meant to talk to you earlier, but with everything going on, well, you know how it is. It's been a media circus for the last 2 weeks. Damn reporters were waiting for any excuse they could to go for our throats, and they found it. Then the deputy chief starts calling me, then the chief. Hell, got a call from the mayor last night. All of them want this case solved and out of mind. If he was here to see it, Tanaka would be furious at all the bureaucracy. Can't even count the number of times he yelled at me after similar speeches I made to him. He was a good man. Yes, sir, he was. Let's cut to the chase. With every paper and news station covering your case, the mayor's demanding a formal inquiry on your conduct. Now, before you say anything, I'm not saying I would have done better in your shoes. The whole thing was rotten, if you ask me. Unfortunately, there are no do-overs in police work, and even choices that seemed right at the time can turn around and bite us later on. It's not only you. I made a mistake that night sending you in alone. I'll pay for that too. Keep an eye on your professionalism, using the spin system from time to time. Don't give those vultures anything to pick at. It's not just about the inquiry though. I'm concerned about you and the choices you made, professional or otherwise, have far-reaching effects in the future. The people who will work with you and trust you, the options you'll have available to you are all hinged on your ability to keep a professional face. One more thing. Given the circumstances, we think it's best to transfer you out of the violent crime department for the time being. Excuse me? Transfer? But sir, I don't understand. I've already done twice the amount of work as some of the veterans, and I've only been in the unit for a few years. Surely my record should speak for itself. I mean, let's at least talk about it first. This isn't a negotiation, detective. Think of it as a chance to get a fresh start. For the next month, you'll continue to be on leave, fully paid, of course. Of course, I'll need to take your badge until you return. The gun you can turn in downstairs. And when you come back, you'll be helping out with some of the vice and insurance fraud cases. That would kill me inside. Another detective will be moving into your place. We'll need to clear out your office. As another detective, sorry. I've asked the movers to come in today and give you a hand. Do I make myself clear, Ito? Oh, Crystal, you old hack. I just want to yell this at him, but whatever. He just kind of has to follow rules as well. Follow whatever his bosses say. Yes, sir, I understand your decision, but surely this move should only be temporary. That's enough, detective. Until the internal hearing about your case is complete, there will be no further discussion of this. Now, please go to your office and pack away any personal items to be shipped home. The rest stays with us. And Ito, take care of yourself. Rough. Ito's having a really rough time lately. I think we might bump into Bando here. Hey, Ito, hold up. I heard you were back in the station. Real shame about Tanaka. He was one great detective. You're right, he was the best. Almost hard to believe he'd let himself get caught the way he did. I mean, it's weird, right? He goes missing and can't manage to contact anyone even once? I thought he would have tried to get in touch with you, at least, since you were his partner and all. Anyway, you shouldn't blame yourself, Ito. It was dumb to send you down there alone with no backup. Let's face it, there's no way you could have handled that on your own. Oh, you're really gonna... Okay. You would have done better? Really? You're right, Taira. Yukimura should have sent you, the man who hasn't solved a single one of the murders on his desk this year. Would have turned out much better. Love it. Hey, those are just unlucky cases is all. No witnesses. If Yukimura had sent me, I would have kept my cool. I can tell you that. Yeah, whatever, mate. A lot of BS. I once partnered with Detective Nita and was surprised by how competent he was. If he didn't attach himself at the hip to Taira, he could probably make a good detective. What a morning. I'm exhausted. First, the bosses dump me out of violent crime and then send movers ahead of me so everyone in the station knows about my demotion before me. What a mess. As if I wasn't going through enough already. At least with my public shaming, I doubt anyone will have the courage to bother me in here. Gives me a chance to regroup and plan my next move. Positives in anything, right? Kazuki gave me the silver hairpin for my birthday last year. Seems so long ago. Ooh. A new email is in my inbox from Yukimura. It looks like it's gone out to all the detectives. Let's see. Detective Ito has been under a lot of pressure. The tragic loss of Tanaka has affected us all. I think I see where this is leading. There it is. Ito will be temporarily reassigned, so he did make it public. How humiliating. Real nice of him to wait until I was out of his office before he hit send. After all this time, why doesn't he believe me? Yukimura doesn't believe me. I'm the laughing stock of the station and now I'm being moved out of the office to top it off. Doesn't get much worse than this, but it's Yukimura that stings the most. I thought I could trust him, but instead he tells me to turn in my gun like I'm some sort of criminal. Sitting around here isn't going to change anything. If they won't investigate, I will. First things first, I need to get my hands back on that mask. Reina mentioned it over and over and it's the only clue I've got to go on. I have to go on. Yeah. Gotta look into that mask and see what the deal is, I guess. Forensics gave the mask a once over and stuffed it down in the basement. I should go down and scope it out. Yes, you should. Oh. Hi. You must be the new transfer from Osaka. I'm Detective Ito. That's right. Transferred me in last week. How are you doing, Detective? Please, call me Bando. Y'all have got a big station here. Embarrassed to say, but never could find my way around the Tokyo branch all that well. I get myself lost half the time, tell you the truth. So you must be the one that's all over the news. Don't worry, never could trust the press. None of them know a damn thing about police work if you're asking me, and it sounded like you caught a rough one. Sorry about your partner. Thanks. Rough is an understatement. Yeah, no shit. Ishibashi at the front desk wanted me to give you this. Huh? Saki did? Well, hand it over then and let's have a look. Oh. Well, I didn't reckon she'd send something like this. That's just because you don't know her like we do, Officer Bando. Yeah, well, do me a favor, would you? I know, not exactly professional, but tell her to meet me on the roof in about 20 minutes. I'd do it myself, but I'm too busy. Alright, but not a word of this to any of the other detectives, got it? You got it, Ito. You're alright. I'll crack this workout and then get upstairs when I can. I owe you one. Little matchmaking side quest. Let's go to the basement, actually. A security camera watches the entrance to the locker 24/7. Can I talk to Oldmate here? Unlock the door, will you, Mori? I need to have a look through some of the old evidence. I can't. I got a memo from upstairs that said you can't have access to the locker until you return from leave. If the bosses found out I let you in, my head would be rolling in a flash and I could kiss my chance to become a detective goodbye. Sorry, Ito, I can't do it. Didn't think you'd stick around down here after that big earthquake this morning, Mori. Don't remind me. I'm trying to keep my mind off it. How are you holding up, Detective? Taking it one day at a time, I guess. Honestly, I'm surprised to find you still working evidence. Tanaka put in recommendations for your promotion. Yeah, I think that the people upstairs have got other things on their minds right now from the sounds of things. Besides, I think they stuck me down here because I was asking too many questions on my last case. May have pissed up a few of the wrong people. It makes me squirm thinking about what it'd be like being in an earthquake in this basement. I wish you hadn't reminded me. Oh, and I'm really sorry about Tanaka, Detective Ito. I respected him a lot. He'll truly be missed. Thanks. I miss him too. Okay, no luck. Now we're gonna go up to see Saki and let her know to meet old mate on the roof. Detective Officer Bando on the roof. Oh, wrong floor. Whoops. I passed that on that letter you gave me. You did? Where'd it go, Ayami? What did he say? Was it too much? Wait, you didn't read it, did you? Oh god, you read it. Please forget everything you saw. Slow down, I didn't read it. He asked me to tell you to meet him on the roof as soon as possible. On the roof? That's romantic, right? It's like I'm in a TV drama. Oh dang it, if I leave my post and something happens to those cameras, Yukimura would go nuclear. Decisions. I've got it. You're not on duty now, right? Watch the front desk for me. I won't be long. 10 minutes tops. Please. Sure. That's my girl. I knew I could count on you not to stand in the way of true love. I'll be right back. With Saki gone, I could disable the recording systems and move around the station without being seen, but not without getting her in trouble with Yukimura. Sorry sis, we're gonna have to switch these cameras off. I know this will hurt you, Saki, but I need that mask and I can't have anyone seeing me. Okay, I do kind of feel bad about doing that, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Evacuation of the building will start almost immediately after I pull the lever. Unfortunately, it'll be a short window before they realise what's happening, so I'll need to get to the evidence room quickly. Right, here goes nothing. Gosh, I'm glad there's a bit of peace in the elevator. Is there like... Oh, finally used the gun. Oh, there's a cat. As I held the mask in my hands again, I immediately questioned why I'd gone through such great lengths to get it back. A small piece of evidence wasn't worth the risk. It wasn't the answer to my problems. As strange as it sounds, I'd hoped the mask would react in the same way it did when I touched it in Kamakura. At least that would have justified what I'd done and proved the sensation I'd felt that day wasn't in my head. The mask I held in the evidence locker was nothing more than rough, old wood, no voices or visions, only an eerie quiet left in the wake of anticipation. Of course I held on to it. The case was only getting started and Raina's obsession with it couldn't be an accident. It still had a part to play. Yeah, sure, definitely. I agree. She kept talking about it not being awake at the time and all that type of stuff. The mask in my hands, I quickly got out of the station and jumped on the first train back to Shinjuku. Back to the alley where the whole mess had started. Something told me there was more to find in the sewer. The mask itself could wait until later. As the train made its way there, images and thoughts from that night engulfed me. I started to feel queasy. When my stop approached, the pit in my gut changed from fear to something else. I realized I'd had enough of other people telling me what to feel or how to act. I didn't know what to expect, but I knew that the only one who could give me any sense of closure was myself. Shit, we're getting real deep here.